Everyone wants to hear about the Pulsechain V3. They want, obviously, nobody's really an insider per se, but obviously, you are very smart and you've been here a while, and you would have some insight regardless. What do you think about the V3 launch time frame? People said it was days away. We had the bug. Some people are saying it affected a lot. When do you think Pulsechain testnet V3 is going to be coming?
I've got a lot of economic, incentive for it to happen now. That's the same as all of us if we are waiting, anticipating, because you've been staging funds to participate on the launch, or if you did a sacrifice and an airdrop may or may not help you in the future from that sacrifice. We don't know. Like, it's all the ambiguity that we've heard for a year and a half. I think KDP has done great with like informing people. I think that Gamma Dev Ops has done great with informing people about this proof of stake Ethereum fork. Effectively with the system state, like education, even recently, has come more from the community than it has from Richard directly, right? So like there's screenshot stuff that's come out of every few days from Richard. He really has been super crazy quiet, right? And when he does release things, then it takes people like the ones I mentioned, or Steph, or Gold Key, or something like that, to kind of go through an explainer. I think that that's helpful. It alleviates some of the anxiety that all of us feel when we are blinded, so to speak. The last I heard was that there was a synchronization point, and that was like 90% of the process, but with its different clients not matching the database, like the two different types of clients, or many of them types of clients, that they're pulling from the same data, but they didn't get the same result. And because of that, then there's been this halt, basically, to rectify the bug. And the bug, I haven't heard from others that have spoken on the topic that it's a stress point, that it's like, okay, we're going to fix it and move forward. It's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
And I also had heard that the waypoints, the checkpoints, so to speak, allow it to just start from that point and move forward instead of restarting work. So those are all good narratives in general. Maybe that has impact on the price. I did see that Ethereum was sinking lower. You commented earlier about Bitcoin sinking lower. Hex seems to be, as far as the last time I checked, was like 4.5 cents or something. So it doesn't seem like it's harming the narrative in general. There's going to be price speculation. There's people that are speculating about, when V3, because they know that some percentage of our population and community that's aware of it will pull the trigger and say, okay, now I'm going to buy, because it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. When V3 comes out, maybe there'll be new features, and there'll be more buzz, and there'll be more influencers and commenters making content about what's new and available inside the platform of V3. There's going to be a lot of content that's going to be generated about whether the new version, consensus is different, but is the platform, does it feel different? Does it have new features or anything we didn't have already to play with earlier? One of the big things that I think, as far as like real price movement, like I think that there'll be undulation. I think there'll be opportunity basically for traders to move in, move out, play the same cycle that they have in every Cardano release, or every Ethereum is going to do something release. Like that motion economically is still going to happen. People are still going to say, here's a good opportunity for entry, here's a good opportunity for exit, because it is still testnet. Then there'll be ambiguity about when will mainnet happen, right? So I don't think that there will be, me personally, and I'm no one other than my own. I can't control anyone other than my own bags, so to speak. So I'm not going to bet much on price, as far as price, until I see it is popular that running a validator and the hardware. You're starting to see more of the TikTok videos you're talking about, of people posting up there, hey, I just got this hardware. I paid $1,500 for it. I'm going to run a validator node because I want to decentralize. Like I want to see more of the hardware stuff since we are POS. And I want to see more of that walkthrough and some of that content. And the first person to really bring that to light has really been Gamma DevOps. His channel is really the first people that I've seen, really, or Alex has been saying about his own server centers and things like that, and maybe about like how people can get things off the shelf, but not a lot of content. Like I think Gamma Dev has got Substack and things like that of a lot of useful videos that are for people that want to be validators. And then there's going to be speculation about if it's better interest to just buy the coin, sit on the coin, stake the coin inside of a protocol or algorithm, gather the coin because you're a validator and you're supporting the decentralization of the network narrative. Like there's going to be a lot of price speculation also about where should you ROI, where you're going to get ahead of others, so to speak. So like I want to see more of that content before I really think that there's mainnet imminent. I don't think there's mainnet imminent while it's still a relatively small pool of people that already knew what to do because they already were doing these things on Ethereum, and they're basically just going to switch rails, on what they are mining or validating or supporting as an infrastructure. I want to see more of Cookie's content, him and his Chia people. I want to see them talking about like, hey, Chia people, their coin is, I think, a proof of work mining kind of coin. I want to see more of that bridging because they seem to be cooperative, collaborative, and we don't have to be hostile to them. They are a different algorithm and a different network. And I think that there's some synergy that can be drawn there between both factions. I don't think that I'm selling out if I talk to Cookies inside of some of these rooms. I think there's some collaboration. Sometimes he gets very hostile and he's a little bit shit talker, but he's still a friend. And I think his intentions are in the right place. So I'm trying to play the diplomat role, and my diplomat role is still, validators are necessary. Richard has said next to nothing about popularizing validator versus participating in coin sequester through algorithm and protocol. Like he hasn't said that about this new version of consensus. So there's things that surely will come original from Richard. And then there's other things that we're just trying to infer where we should go as a community, or as supporters of the community, based on hardware, protocol, security models, things like that too. Like there's a lot of content that we're not talking about because we don't know enough to talk about it yet.
Well, there you go. So all those in the TikTok chat, you know what you need to cover now.
Yeah.
There you go. But
again, I think that if you're being respectful and you're taking an excerpt of 5 to 10 seconds, respectful and promoting his channel too, because he is making content, and he has a pay for service if you want to be consulted. He just like you do, these are great. I think people should monetize their knowledge base. I think it's useful. And if the market respects it, wants to buy it, then great. And if the market doesn't want it, then great. That's fine too. Right? Like we are all enterprising personalities. And I think Gamma DevOps, same thing. If you're forwarding and saying, I don't know everything about being an RPC node operator, or, making sure the security model of your keys are not going to get slashed. I don't know everything, but gosh, this guy sure does. Like, I think edification is worthwhile, and you can make TikTok content about it. Like you can do stuff and point people to sources of good information.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, and that is how things get viral. So I guess people were saying within days. The bug seems like it's not that big of a deal. Can we see V3 within days?
Yeah, I don't see a reason why not. Like I haven't been saying that it. And again, I haven't really gotten into the timeline. Even like I'm excited, just like everybody before 3 or 4 or 5 months ago when we pivoted, when Ethereum had its merge and it went through its successful merge. That's really where like we've been more pressure on Richard. Sure, May, sure, June goes by, July goes by, and so forth, and people get frustrated and they vent. That's understandable. Absolutely understandable. A lot of economic energy has been put to some political cause, and if I don't see that, it's almost like saying I gave a lot of money to Red Cross, and then I never see any content from Red Cross that's supporting the purpose of Red Cross. Like, people are frustrated, right? And that's understandable. And if it's this other, the release and airdrop of this new L1 coin and this new DEX coin, and all the parody narratives, or here's why Hex will be more valuable on this network and why it was created. Like, there's all kinds of narratives out there, and they're all pretty much trying to support the same thing, which is price go up. That's why we care. We do not honestly, I don't think we honestly care. Like some people that are very philosophical, like Cookies will be, or Orca would be, we've got to have the Nakamoto coefficient or ratio higher, right? People don't care. They do not care. Like, a majority of people do not care. They just want the price to go up. That's all they care.
Well, right? when the price goes up and I'm rich, I'm so gonna care about those things. But like right now, okay, I don't. Now, I don't care, but I will care. Like once, then I'll be like so in it for the tech, you guys.